Woo! It is hot today, and I've got to work on my new page. But I have another thing that's going on today. I was going to show you just real quick. Um, I actually posted a little community post about it. I'm reconstituting my hemi gouache. I love this gouache. This gouache kicked my butt in 2021. I had several failed attempts at it, and and then I just got interested in doing it, and I had I'm going to say some initial success in one of my sketchbooks. The problem with the jelly gouache is it dries out, but of course it's water soluble, so you just put, I boiled water and I put some more water in it, and I've got these little toothpicks to stir it up a bit. Um, However, I'm just going to let it sit for like a day. I could still use it, but maybe just in a thin way. I quite like the look of gouache. I love watercolor. The tactic is different. That's what's killing me. With watercolor, well, my tactic is to use like lots of water. And of course, in a sketchbook, that's not very good. And then on gouache, you have opacity, and it's all this, it's this, and it's that. Having trouble figuring it out. But I had to give up on it last year. Not last year, 2021. And I just kind of put the lid on it, and I put it back here, and I left it alone for almost 2 years, a year and a half. Um, and also, I found this. This is really cool. Um, I know this, we're about to do comics. I promise. I get these sodas, right? And whenever you have them in the 6-pack like this, the 20-ounce bottle, you have to like wrench the soda out of it, and it deforms the plastic, and you're like, I gotta get it out. And inevitably, it stretches the plastic out, but that's the one that you grab. The one that you grab is never the one that comes out. It's usually like one of the other ones. Look at there's paint on my hands. One of the other ones will come out. And then I was just looking at this thing. There's like a little pull tab, and you just go, oh, that's all you do? And then it comes right out. It was there the whole time. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, Peter. Also, I've another medium that I'm not well known for is colored pencils, and I started doing those again last night, and I had a great experience. I kind of went through a blending tutorial. I suck at colored pencils. I usually do colored pencils when I'm on vacation. I take a vacation every year, and something about the fact that you're on vacation, and I don't worry too much like it how much it sucks if I'm messing up. I don't worry too much anyways. But for whatever reason, I only do colored pencils usually during vacation, and that's February and October for me. Well, I got out I have, by the way, I have the Castle El Cheapo set. I don't have the nice. I take that back. I have really nice watercolor pencils that are really cool. Um, but oh, how do I do this? How does her head look? It is connected. If you look at it, she's got kind of this big, like that. Yeah, that's how it looks. And it kind of bulbs out like that. And then you gotta get the contour lines right. All right. So, anyways, I'm just giddy. My girlfriend is away visiting her mom, so I get to stay up all night making art, and it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and it's darn hot today. So with my newfound ability to open a soda bottle, oof. and also possibly work with gouache again. I'm gonna do it. You know, and this is gonna be my strategy. I'm gonna do tutorials. I'm gonna find somebody to teach me. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it's Domestika or Skillshare or just YouTube. I've been spending a lot of time just like um, going after YouTube channels that seem to be working with it, and I found some really good ones. Art YouTube is pretty cool. There's why did I do that way? But you know, it is what it is. Okay. Does she look threatening? I got her thing wrong. She has like this school marm kind of lipstick on, not the so comes down here. She's like a strict school marm. All right, here we go. And there is kind of a yeah, like that. She does not have the antennas, or does she? Did I have them in the original? I did. They're just small. So I forgot to put them on here. Let's put them further back. You know, she's more like a beetle. And she definitely has the wings, too. They have biological diversity. Oh, and she's got like these kind of like spots in her arms. What else am I missing? Okay. This is actually looking okay to me. You know, does it look too simple? There'll be more. We're going to do something with light here, too. Tuning language right there. Okay. Oh, he's got these chin things, too. You got to keep on top of your designs for your characters. It's like you're making a movie and you have to draw the whole makeup and the costume each time and make sure that it's consistent. This character dresses like this. Even if you're doing something like not specifically superheroes or sci-fi, you know, if this were a western, we would still have costumes that we'd have to make consistent. It would still be the same thing that you would have to do each time. Okay, he's got wings too. And he's got this yoke. The yoke's on you, Eero. Like that. Oof, that's a bad line. I've been getting lots of really good stuff done in my sketchbook. I feel really good about it. Things are going pretty darn well art-wise. All right. When you hold your hands up like this, you're showing the outside of your hands. So this is a pinky. Ufka, Ufka. And then this is hands held up in protest. This would be a thumb. I haven't drawn the rest of this hand because I don't know if I can yet until I know where the other hand is going to be. Also, I'm likely going to flub it. At least the first time. Okay. All right, that's something. All right, so let's say that the other fingers are behind. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting into a discussion over on our Discord about the Comics Code Authority. Now, most cartoonists revile the Comics Code Authority and consider it a huge negative, which it was. It was censorship and it was a bad thing. But I'm giving you a devil's advocate argument here, and that I'm presenting, and it's an argument that makes sense to me. The Comics Code Authority resulted in increased editorial input, which created a more consistent Marvel universe for the Silver Age. For DC, they had a different system. Like they had the Comics Code, but they also had, like, if you look at old DC comics, you'll see that it had like a board of like psychologists, teachers, and upstanding community members that would approve things on it, and including Eleanor Roosevelt or something like that. I can't remember who it was. That were on the quality committee. And also, DC was organized crime, and it may still be, but it was definitely organized crime from its inception when it was National Comics. Charlton Comics was organized crime. Marvel Comics, I don't believe, was organized crime, though. I think Marvel did not have the same... I mean, they used some of the same people, but they didn't have the same connections that a lot of those places had to deal with. Oh, this is his other thing, is he has... Am I doing this right? I'm wondering if the contour lines are right. I think they're not. I think I did it wrong. Now it's right. These hands are not perfect, but at the same time, they're not bad, and I think they'll suffice for right now. I'm going to put them out, and we're going to go ahead and get through the panel. And if we have time, we'll fix it. But for right now, it's telling the story that I want to tell, so it's okay. And it reads okay. Readability is key. All right, he's got to look afraid. Her eyes are narrowed. At this point, in this panel, she's merely suspicious. She doesn't become enraged. The reason I'm not going straight to rage, she looks mad. She looks suspicious. When she gets to the final panel, that's when she's enraged. When she realizes that Iero is lying. So you have to stage your emotions and your expressions, right, to the story. I did see her earlier. I don't know if I should change that line to, as a matter of fact. I think that implies too much casual... it implies something about Iero's character that I don't necessarily want to portray, which is casualness. All right, let's go ahead and flood fill the white. All right, now What we're going to also do, let's go back to the right. We're going to go back to the, I'm going to do it in the tones layer. Um, but here's the deal. Ooh, come back, black. Um, we want to set up this dynamic perspective shot. So we're creating this triangle of light. Like if we were Orson Welles and we were directing a movie, you would often see tricks like this where they would suddenly direct the light only for certain scenes. They were, there's all those famous like Universal monsters, or even silent movies where you'd suddenly focus in on the heroine and you'd see just a tiny light around their eyes that they were like shining right in her eyes. It's a great trick. It works really well. So that's what I'm doing. Bring back the rusty nib. I want my rusty nib, baby. We can see a little bit of her tightness, her age. She is 800 years old, after all. This is a villain in the Disney sense. She's completely wicked, completely irredeemable, but not so scary that you couldn't use it successfully in a story. All right, I think that's a pretty good panel right there. It looks like it's working. I think I should do some tones. I might do some tones kind of in the back behind them. Let's think about that. I'm in the tones layer right now. I got the 10% one. What if I'm wondering if something like this might work? So it's not a complete just background where it flattens out, but almost like a kind of like a shadow, but not quite a shadow. How many? This is something that I think about sometimes. How many storytellers do you think society needs? Do you think that society needs lots of storytellers or just a few? I think society needs just a few. Um, and my issue, I guess, is that it's not that I think I should be one of them necessarily. I think that I'm not very good yet. However, I think that a lot of the ones that have accepted that role, that have taken on that role, aren't that good either, and they're not thinking about what they're doing. They just see it as something that they don't see that as their role. They just, this is my job. I'm a creative guy, you know. Or they see it as the ability to influence. They see the potential of power, and by that, it's like comics became a real battleground at some point, social battleground. And I really believe it's because people saw the Big Bang Theory, that show, and they saw people at San Diego Comic Con, and people, um, they saw the cosplayers and everything, and they were like, look how crazy and amazing that is. We should use that to push our stuff. Like, they don't really care about any of the stuff, really. And cosplayers in particular saw it as an opportunity to be narcissistic. I could dress up like this crazy character that wears practically nothing at all, and everyone has to defer to me and has to ask me to if they want to take my picture, and everyone's going to want to take my picture. I mean, it's just crazy. I guess you can't exactly be discovered in um, a drugstore dinette anymore, like Greta Garbo or something. Like that's how I became a movie star. Um, oh, these are too similar in size. I'm looking at it, and this. Oh God, I'm screwing up here. I wonder if I reduce in size. I could reduce them just a little bit. What if I reduced them in size just a bit? Oh shit. I'm gonna reduce. Come here, you. Layer 2. God damn it. If we reduce in size just a bit, we don't need much. Yeah, maybe more than I thought. We create this size disparity so that your eye doesn't get as tired, when you're looking at things. All right, and then here he is right here, and then we can see maybe even a little bit more of his body language. The computer console. That's nearby. Oh, I don't know if I like this line. Let's put this line over here. And that becomes like one of those sci-fi wall borders. Something like that. Gotta think through your layouts, bro. Okay, that's looking good. It's one of those 5-second fixes. All right, Rusty Nib. Life is tough. It's tougher if you're stupid. So that's they always told me in the army. You get to see him looking a little bit comedic. He's doing like the Abbott and Costello right here, where he's got his, steamy under the collar. Yang, yang, yang. How about that? If his thumb would be back behind his head at this point. If you grab your head like that. This is a bit Archie-esque, isn't it? All right. Uh-oh, I hear the rain. I apologize if you're getting thrown off by my pencils. As soon as I pull the pencils off, you can see it's a bit cleaner. Of course, in real life, if we were drawing this on like paper, we would have to erase. Some people really prefer the to do everything. Well, I suppose a lot of people prefer to do it what we call traditionally, drawn traditionally, rather than digitally. And that's cool and all, but my problem with that is time. I could do it, I think. I did do some of my very earliest comics. I just did them just right on Bristol board paper. And when I took my inking class, um, I did that with real ink. I didn't do anything digital. And when I do Inktober every year, I do it real. But hang on. It's really hard to get, like, once you're done with it, how do you get it? Because you got to get it into a file for printing, right? Everything I do is pretty much for print. That's why is it so long on one side? I screwed this up. So you're going to have to photograph it or scan it. Everybody usually scans it, but actually photographing is a smarter solution. That's why they call it photo ready art, I think. And there's a good chance you're going to have to do corrections, digitally anyways. So as part of my artistic method, I was going to say process, but that sounds so highfalutin. I've always done it digitally and had like a very specific. I'm looking for his belt to use for reference. There it is. It's got a sun. It's got like a little sun symbol. Oh, and it's missing over here. Let's fix this one. And let's go to the first page and see if it's missing over there too. No, it's there. Okay, boom. I've optimized it really specifically to get the pages out quickly. Um, and it's not because of money or anything like that, or like I want to, like I'm on some kind of crazy production schedule. But although I am, it's because I want to improve and I want to get good. Um, I personally believe, and you may not agree, that the way to get good is to do a lot of something, like to do it a lot. Like if you drew one horse really well, that's pretty good. But your next horse may or may not come out as well. However, if you drew 100 horses, man, I'm so predictable. If you draw 100 horses, you know, they may only improve a little tiny bit at a time, but you're going to have that skill. Like you're going to be a guy who can draw horses at the end of the day. And that's how I improve. And same thing with comics. So I'm on this quest, and I've mentioned it before if you've hung around, on a quest for 1,000 pages. And I can just tell you, I'm getting close. I have over 750. I'm like 755 or 756 at this point. I have a spreadsheet. And it's taken me about 5 years. It takes me, I only do, like when I say 1,000 pages, I'm not talking about 1,000 pages in a weekend. I started tracking in 2019. I did a bunch of pages in 2020 when we were on lockdown. I did slightly fewer in 2021 and went down again but in 2022, but my pages were getting better in quality by then. And in 2023, that's this year, I'm over 75 so far for the year. My hope is to get to 150, but I don't think I will. I'm getting over 100, I'll tell you that. I will get over 100 pages done. But if I could get to 150, that would be cool. And usually at the very end of the year, like around December, like after Christmas, I'll do a live stream where I'll try and do, um, like try to get 8 or 10 pages done all in one live stream or something. It's the 24-hour comics challenge, but I call it the 24-hour not in a row because maybe I'll do 3 live streams that'll be 8 hours each, or and maybe they won't even be. They're never 8-hour live streams either. By the way, they're like 3-hour live streams. But I get a lot of pages done that way, and it's a fun challenge because you're speeding, but you simplify, and the part of the challenge is not to have any preconceived script or anything. You have to come up with a script as well, because with most of my comics I do everything. The big exception this year has been Tarzan, which I'm doing with Jake, and I really am enjoying that.